Hi guys, Nathan Metal Down Under here. Time to do the metal tag. And this is started by the Rock Scout, Scott, great guy out of Scotland, and he actually started the first one back in 2021, and he's done it again with some awesome questions, and I'm going to jump on board and do the best of my ability to answer them. In honour of Scott, going to be drinking a bit of iron brew during the video. I love this stuff. Turned on to this by Scott. Nice drop, so cheers guys. Oh, that went right up my nose. Right, 20 questions and I'll get on with it so the video's not too long. Question number one, your favourite reissue of 2021. Now that was dead easy for me. It's been my number one grail ever since I started collecting vinyl again. My favourite album from this artist, so it was given for me to answer it with the reissue of Ozzy Osbourne's No More Tears. So stoked to finally have this album in my collection on vinyl. Had it back on cassette in the day, have the CD, but have it on the big format, just fantastic. Love this album to pieces. His last great album in my opinion, and for me personally his best. So that was number one. Number two, a band you discovered old or new in 2021. Now this band, they've been around since 2002 I believe, and I'd never heard of them, and as a lot of you guys know, I love my folk metal, and this is Equilibrium. German folk melodic death metal, really good stuff. This is their album Armageddon from, I'd like to say 2017, something around there, but great band in my opinion. They've got a little bit lighter over the years, and most people say the first two are the best, and I'd probably agree in a lot of respects, but yeah, I love a bit of Equilibrium out of Germany, so that's a band I discovered this year. Number three, show an album with an outstanding vocal performance. I struggled with this one because I didn't know what to pick, but in the end I ended up going with Daniel Cleary from the band Striker. The album Play to Win, such a brilliant artist, fantastic voice. The song on here, last track, Hands of Time, that really shows his vocal ability. New wave of traditional heavy metal band, but also he has a great hard rock voice, and yeah, this was my favourite album of 2018. So I thought, yep, Daniel Cleary, awesome vocalist. Number four, show a gap filler. Now I've picked three from the same band in order of when they came out. Only needed these just to fill the collection, and that is Load, Reload, and Saint Anger, which everybody knows is utter garbage. Yeah, not a fan of any of these albums. Load and Reload have a few good tracks, but not albums I go to very often. Even Death Magnetic is not all that great in my opinion. What's the last one they put out? Hardwired isn't too bad, but yeah, these three definite gap fillers in my collection. Now where are we up to? Show a cheap pickup from 2021. That would be Vain, No Respect. I always wanted this ever since I was young. It's a good album. I wouldn't say it's one of my top albums from the era, but I picked this up, I think it was for around about 10 New Zealand dollars, so that's probably £6 maybe, and in pretty good condition. Bit of a worn there on the top, but apart from that the album plays absolutely fine, and yeah, really glad to have it in my collection. Vain, with No Respect. I wouldn't get this come out. Doesn't sound the back, but I'd say maybe 1989. So good album. Your favourite artwork from a new release? There's been plenty this year to choose from, but I have gone with, get out the sleeve so you can see it better. I have gone with Therion, Leviathan. Look at that, isn't that just awesome artwork? Not sure who it's done by, but folds out to a full photo there. Great band, great artwork. Can't see anybody's name on the cover, but yeah, definitely my top album cover. A favourite track from 2021. Now this is by a German post-hardcore band. Song I've listened to the most this year for sure. I couldn't count how many times I've listened to it and seen the video. It is by the band Set Your Sails. Now it's Set Your Sails all in one word, and the song is Mirror. I don't know what's about it, but it just gets stuck in my head and I absolutely love it, and I keep on going back to listen to it again. Can't show the album it comes off because it hasn't been released yet. Comes out later this month and I pre-ordered that, so looking forward to that. So Mirror by Set Your Sails. Next question. A song that became an earworm. Now this could be either good or bad, and for me it's definitely good. Probably my second most played track of the year, and probably my second favourite track of the year, is the song Metal United by Majestica. Such a feel-good, catchy tune, and the chorus is just constantly playing around in my head. Love the video clip as well. All has to do with the lack of festivals and the disappointment of fans and the bands themselves. In the video there's a lot of footage from Wacken Open Air Festival and a couple of others, and yeah, really enjoy that track. Really good, catchy, feel-good music, and that song hasn't been released on an album yet either. Number 9, 2 albums destined to be culled from your collection. Now when I did my 10 shot albums, these both featured on it, and the first one, New Zealand band, Beast Wars, just horrible in my opinion. I don't even think I could sell this. I just have to probably give it to some poor sap and hope they liked it, or just throw it in the bin, use it as a coaster. But yeah, definitely Beast Wars debut from 2011. And the other one that also showed in that video on vinyl, Hollywood Vampires, Alice Cooper's side project with Johnny Depp and a lot of other artists. It's an okay listen, but nothing memorable on it, and it won't be an album I ever go back to very often, and yeah, so therefore I don't feel as though I need it. Really good packaging though, but definitely not for me. Love Alice Cooper, seen him twice in concert now, always puts on a great show, but for me his era is back in the 80s, early 90s, but yeah, Hollywood Vampires would be culled. A band you have gone off. Now I used to love this band in the late 90s and going into the 2000s, but over the last, I'd say 10 years or so, I haven't really gone back to them. Just got a bit bored with them. That band is Seven Dust. Been around for donkey's years now, still putting out albums, but I have never listened to them. I gave up on them. I don't really know why. Just got a bit bored, I suppose. This one is called Home, came out in 1999. I bought this when I was big into them. Seven Dust, out of the States. A 90s recommendation. Now I'm going to go with this one. They are a modern metal band of the time. Bit of hardcore-ishness in there as well. And that is Propane, Foul Taste of Freedom. This was a reissue. Came out with 2 bonus tracks on a orange vinyl. Had it on CD ever since it was released. And when the vinyl came out, had to find it and pick it up. It also came with the CD, but some brilliant songs on here. Death on the Dance Floor, Pound for Pound, yeah. Really good stuff in my eyes. Propane and Foul Taste of Freedom. Show a 7-inch single or name a single that sold an album to you. Now, this came to my mind straight away when I saw the question, and it is by the band Femme Fatale. The song was Falling in Our Love. I remember seeing the video clip on some music TV show over here in New Zealand. Might have been Ready to Roll, big back in the day. And yeah, really enjoyed the song. Loved the video. Being young at the time, yeah. I really liked the song. On the B side of this, you had Fortune and Fame, which I really enjoy that track as well. The band there. So at the time, I picked it up on cassette, but now I have it on vinyl. Really good album. Yeah, love every song on here, and she is currently in the band Vixen, I believe, if they're still together. But yeah, Femme Fatale. I think it was a self-titled. Yeah, just self-titled. So that single turned me on to the band and this album. I think it was their only release, as far as I'm aware of. Name an epic song of 8 minutes or more, and this definitely is epic, and it is by the band Epica. So epic, and it is the song Consign to Oblivion, which is also the name of the album. You have clean vocals from Simon Simons, you have death growls, screeches, symphonic metal, 9 minutes and 45 seconds long. Just a really good song. It's one I don't get bored with. I get bored with a lot of longer songs, but that's one song that sticks with me because there's so much going on in the song that it never gets dull. So yep, Epica, Consigned to Oblivion, 9 minutes and 45 seconds long. Quick opinion on Record Store Day. Now, I've never bothered with it. I've always found that there's nothing really out there that I want for Record Store Day, and the prices are ridiculous. Even for a 7-inch single, Record Store Day release, and 12-inch single, they want horrible money, especially here in New Zealand. Really expensive to pick up an album anyway. But the Record Store Day ones are even more expensive, and I don't like the way that people go out and buy lots of copies of them and then sell them on eBay for a lot more money. But I will say I do have one album from Record Store Day. I forgot to pull it out, but that is Skid Row's Slave to the Grind. I had to get that one, but I never went out on Record Store Day. I just happened to go to the generic record shop the day after, not looking for anything from Record Store Day, just flicking through the bins, and I came across a copy of the Skid Row Slave to the Grind. The original price on it was 90 New Zealand dollars, but because it was the day after, they dropped the price down to 65, so I grabbed it. But yeah, generally it's not my thing. I don't like the big crowds. And yeah, as I say, there's not much that I normally would want. Fair enough, it brings a lot of money into the independent record stores, but it's just not my thing. So that's my answer. I hope that's okay. What part of your music setup would you change? Well, I recently just bought a new record player. I can't even remember what it is right now, which I'm absolutely loving. It's also Bluetooth, and I also bought some Bluetooth headphones. So now when I'm doing the dishes, I can be playing a record with my headphones on while I don't annoy the rest of the family. Hate doing the dishes, yeah, helps me through. But what I would change is my cassette deck. It's busted, it won't even turn on. I've got quite a few cassettes, but I can't play them. Since 2014, I've been through 3 tape decks, and now this one's crapped out, so I'm going to have to get a new one at some point. In no hurry at the moment though, but definitely a new cassette deck would be on the cards for me. Biggest disappointment of 2021? Definitely the pandemic and the lack of shows. That's where the bands are making their money these days, and without that, a lot of them out there are really struggling. You probably even find some of the bigger bands are struggling, and I love going to live shows and just the camaraderie between other metalheads. So it's been a real shame. I thought 2021 there'd be a lot more, but no, but the pandemic's still going on, and hopefully this year we'll get to see a few more. Also, the vinyl delays. I've actually been waiting on an album that I pre-ordered in June last year, and now it's not coming out till March this year because of the delay on all the records. And there's been a couple of others that have been delayed as well, which are rather annoying. But it's just the way it is at the moment, and we all have to deal with that. So I just need to be patient and just wait patiently. And the other thing is the death of Alexi from Children of Bodum back in January. Oh, what a heck of a surprise that was. In his prime, I think he was only 41. Obviously he had health issues, and he was looking very gaunt and skinny at the end. But such an iconic metalhead. His guitar work was truly amazing, and he had a great voice. And yeah, very disheartening when he died. I'd say out of anybody who's died this year, that definitely hit me the most personally. So yeah, death of Alexi. Name an album you're expecting and looking forward to in 2022. Now, there's a few for me. Brand new album from Battle Beast comes out later this month, which I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the CD because the vinyl has been delayed till March, April. So looking forward to the new one. I've been 3 tracks released so far off it, and I really enjoy them. Also, I believe that Equilibrium are bringing out a new album some point this year. They've put out a track already, and I really enjoy that. So looking forward to that. And of course, bit of enchantment. 27 years after the release of A Dance the Marble Naked, the new album is coming out hopefully fairly soon. I can't wait. Or Mark G with a C's band. Yeah, can't wait for that. Their lead off track, yeah, I went back and had another listen to it yesterday. Fantastic tune from Mark G and the boys from Enchantment. So that's the 3 I'm looking forward to the most, but there's definitely others. Hopefully it's going to be a great year for metal. Who would you like to see release a solo album in 2022? Now this was the toughest for me. I really wasn't sure who was going to bring up, but I'm going to go band Helveti, and their frontman, what's his name? probably can't even pronounce his name, Churgill Glanzman. He is the mastermind behind Alvati, does the growl singing, and I'd love to see him do a solo album, because he writes most of the music and lyrics for Alvati. So if he did a solo project, even if it wasn't folk metal, I'd really enjoy it, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to go for Churgill from Alvati. Getting rather dry. Only a couple more questions. I think that was it. Number 19. Show a placeholder album you would rebuy in better condition. Now I've gone with two. First one, I'd like to get a better copy of Tooth and Nail. This is very tattery, very discoloured these days, and the vinyl isn't all that flash either. It's quite a few scuffs. Plays through okay, doesn't skip, but definitely quite noisy. But yeah, I'd love to get another copy of Tooth and Nail at some point. But the main one I want to get another copy of is Diamonds. Never Want to Die. Bought this back in 2021. Really looking forward to getting this. Cover's in amazing condition. This band's out of Canada, by the way. Great hard rock band, female fronted. But I put it on the turntable, and this album, you probably won't be able to see, or you probably can actually. It is so badly warped that I'm not prepared to ruin my needle on. I have a few other vinyl that are reasonably bad warp, which I still do play on my turntable, but definitely not this one. So I'd love to get another copy of this. Diamonds, even if it's the vinyl, because the cover's in mint condition. And last one, number 20. Because of cost or availability, what album have you yet to pick up? Well, I was lucky enough to receive this for Christmas from my wife. This Christmas just gone, South Gang, Tainted Angel, and apparently this was pretty expensive in itself for the CD, being an OG, but I'd love to have this on vinyl, but never been reissued, and the prices, you look on Discogs and the prices are, you could pay, I think the cheapest copy I've found would have been maybe $190, and yeah, I can't afford that for one album. So hopefully they bring out a reissue, or I find a really cheap OG in good condition, but I'm not holding my breath. But if anyone's out there watching, love to see a reissue of South Gang Tainted Angel from 1991. Hence why it's so hard to track down. 1991 release. Vinyl wasn't being released the same then. So South Gang Tainted Angel. So some great questions there from Scott. Thoroughly enjoyed going through my collection and figuring out what I was going to put. So hope I didn't bore you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Comment down below if you want to. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks Scott. See you guys later. Bye.